Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
G'day, I'm Troy Dean and welcome. You're watching Rinse and Repeat on Business Blueprint. This is the series where we are helping you create recurring revenue in your business, because recurring revenue really is the holy grail. Sing it with me. That is the catch cry. Recurring revenue allows you to really manage the growth of your business. It takes so much pressure off you as a business owner because you have predictable cash flow coming into the business, rather than waking up on the first of each month and having to go and find tens of thousands of dollars to keep the lights on and pay the bills and pay the staff. I transitioned from a client services business where we were selling time for money 3 years ago, and over the last 3 years I've transitioned to a 100% recurring revenue business model, and I tell you what, it has changed my life. And my hope for you in this series is that we can help you create some recurring revenue in your business so that you can enjoy the benefits of said recurring revenue. So in this episode, episode 3, we're going to talk about how to position your recurring revenue product in the market. Episode 1 was a little bit woo-woo. We talked about the people that are going to give you recurring revenue and how to work out who your perfect customer is and how to design your ideal customer profile card. In episode 2, we spoke about designing your recurring revenue product. What category is the product in, what's included, what's in, what's out, and how to name it and how to price it. Now we're going to talk about positioning your recurring revenue product in the market. I like to use frameworks to remember things. So this whole series is based on my 6 Ps of recurring revenue: people, product, positioning, processes, profit, and proof. And this is episode 3. It's all about positioning, which is really about marketing and selling your recurring revenue product. So here's what we're going to cover in this episode. You're going to see how a personal trainer reinvented himself as a premium recurring revenue product. You're going to learn the different seats you can occupy in the market. You're going to learn how to identify the benefits provided by your product and why, in fact, that matters. You're going to see the importance of showing your customer how your product actually works. Might seem pretty straightforward, but this is one thing that a lot of people miss. You're also going to learn how to use value stacking to communicate the value of your product and see some real live examples of that in action. And you're going to learn how to use price anchoring to position your product as great value, because if it's not perceived as great value, people are likely not to buy it. You're also going to learn how to craft an irresistible offer for your product so that customers just can't refuse it. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, let's talk about positioning. What is positioning? Well, positioning is literally how your product is perceived in the marketplace. So when a customer looks at all the different options before them, they subconsciously and kind of subliminally in their mind, they position products on various pegs or various racks as to how they see them. And your job is to convince your customer that your product is perfectly positioned for them and will be the right product to solve their problem or help them achieve their goal. So these are the different seats that you can occupy in the market. These are the different positions, if you like, that your product can occupy in the market. The first is budget, and this is a bit of a lazy option. This is generally where a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs start because they don't know any other way of doing it. So a budget product, I'll give you some examples of budget brands, and I mean this with all due respect, by the way. If anyone from Walmart is watching, Walmart is a big box budget retailer in the States, so they compete on price. That is their value proposition. They have a huge range of products, and it's just all going out at the best price. That is pretty much the position that they occupy in the market. In Australia, we have a brand called JB Hi-Fi. Again, all due respect to JB, but that is where they sit in the marketplace. They have a great range of electrical products you can buy for the house, and it's all competing on price. You look at their catalogue and their website, and it's just all price slashing. That's where they sit in the market. Jetstar is a low-cost airline here in Australia, actually owned by Qantas, who are a premium brand. Jetstar is their low-cost airline, and again, they just compete on price. It's all about the best possible price. Southwest Airline is a great example in the United States, where they just guarantee the lowest prices on their particular routes. And if you're in London, you'll be familiar with Ryanair. They, again, are a low-cost airline. So all of these brands sit in the budget end of the market. They are known because they compete on price, and that is what they offer. The next seat you can occupy is what's called competitive or mainstream. So this is where your pricing might be competitive and you appeal to the mainstream section of the market. So you've got mass appeal, but you're not starting the conversation on price. You're not leading the conversation on price, but your prices are still competitive. So some examples, here in Australia, we have a department store called Myer, where you can go and buy just about anything you need for the home. There's clothing, there's electrical goods, there's furniture, there's crockery, there's perfumery, music, computers, whatever you need. Myer is a big department store. They're not at the budget end of the market, but they're also not seen or perceived as premium. David Jones would be seen as the premium end of the department store market. Myer sits in the middle, so they have mainstream appeal and they are competitive on pricing. Topshop in the UK is a great example. They sell basic clothes. They have Topman and Topshop. They just sell basic clothes to the mainstream. They're competitive on price, but again, in fact, they are very competitive on price, but they don't lead the conversation with pricing. They're not always talking about how they are the cheapest. They're talking about their range and the quality of their products, and their products generally appeal to the mainstream of the population. And another brand to come out of the States that we also have here in Australia is IGA, Independent Grocers Australia. They are definitely not the cheapest. I wouldn't say they're at the premium end of the market. I'll talk about a premium grocer in a moment, but IGA have mainstream appeal, but they generally don't start the conversation on price. The real budget price beaters here in Australia are Coles and Woolworths. They're always competing on price, whereas IGA have a more customer service oriented business model. So again, they appeal to the mainstream and they're competitive, but they don't lead the conversation by talking about budget or price. The other end of the market is the premium or boutique end of the market. So you might have heard this term before, a boutique legal firm. And what that really means is, hey, we're a small firm, we work with a smaller number of clients, but we typically might charge a little bit more than the mainstream or the budget legal firms because you're going to get hands-on attention from one of our partners. So you're going to get a better service, and that's why you'll pay a premium. And this is my favourite part of the market. I'll just tell you that right now. If you can, I would urge you to start positioning your product at the premium boutique end of the market, because it's, I think, where you'll have the greatest impact, make the most money, and deal with the best quality clients. Some examples of premium or boutique brands. Apple computers, I believe, are a premium brand. Anyone you know who uses an Apple product, they love Apple products because they are perceived as being superior to Microsoft or other PC brands. Whether they are or not is really open for debate, and that debate will probably go on for years. But they are seen as premium and as a little more boutique. Whole Foods is a great boutique grocer in the United States. They are by no means the cheapest, my lord. I was over in San Francisco last year and went to Whole Foods to do some shopping and could not believe what they were charging for a free-range chicken. But anyway, it was fantastic. It was, great produce, great service, beautifully laid out store, and you just know that you're buying quality when you're at Whole Foods. They do not lead the conversation on price. Sure, they may have some products or some promotional items, but they don't start the conversation on price. You're buying a premium product and you're paying a premium for it. Harrods in London, of course, is probably the ultimate example of a premium brand or a premium product, the very, very upmarket department store in Harrods where you will pay through the nose for whatever you buy. So they are the three ends of the market, the three seats in the market that you can occupy: the budget, the competitive mainstream, or the premium boutique. And as I said, it's no surprise that my favourite is the premium and boutique end of the market. That's where I think you'll have the most fun. Your job is to choose your seat. Which part of the market do you want to occupy? Here are some guides for you to choosing your seat of the market. You need to give yourself a realistic chance of success. So as I mentioned in the previous episode, I think it was, if you're a personal trainer and you are selling personal training sessions and you want to position yourself at $800 an hour, you might have a bit of strife with that, unless your clients are all A-list celebrities in Hollywood. You might have a bit of trouble doing that. So you've got to give yourself a realistic chance of success in the market that you're going to enter. You also need to look for gaps in the market. You know, there's a great old story that if you go out to dinner to a restaurant and the food's good and the price is pretty good and the service is absolutely terrible, the best thing you should do is open up the exact same restaurant next door, serve the same food with the same price, but provide a better customer service, and you'll pretty much put them out of business. So look for where there are gaps in the market. Look for where you've got a suite of customers in your market who want to pay a premium for a better product, and then just provide that product for them and make sure your product is better than the competitors. So look for gaps in the market. And most importantly, you want to make sure that whatever seat you choose, it is profitable for your business to operate in that seat. Whether it's budget, competitive mainstream, or premium, make sure that you can stay in that seat and scale your business in that seat and make a profit in the long run. All right, now I'd like to introduce you to a good friend of mine, and in fact my personal trainer, Matt Coles from Workout Zone, who went from selling time for money as a personal trainer and reinvented himself as a premium boutique 24/7 gym, and now has a great recurring revenue business model. So without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce you to Matt Coles. So tell me about Workout Zone, which is now your current business. Why did you start Workout Zone? What was the motivation?
There were probably several motivating factors there, but I've always dreamt about owning my own gym. From starting to teach martial arts to personal training, everybody was sort of like, you've got to open your own gym, you've got to open your own gym, it'd be great. And, you know, again, that sort of just resonated through me. I thought, you know what, that's what I've got to do.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.